So hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel. So after tactically analyzing the 5-0 thrashing of West Ham and the recent positive performances that Chelsea have displayed this season, Chelsea are going to have their first away game in a very long time. The last away game Chelsea played was against Arsenal, in which Chelsea lost very bad. So Chelsea's away form has not been quite great, and tomorrow they will be heading to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is a team that is currently battling relegation, and Chelsea are going to face a very tough opponent. And can Pochettino's tactical tweaks that he has made recently pay off in this game? So I have really talked in-depthly of how Pochettino has deployed Cucurella in the inverted fullback role, and this has given Chelsea a much-needed defensive solidity, especially during build-up and in helping Chelsea deal with transitions. So we're going to try and see what lineup and what system Mauricio Pochettino can pick and what tactics he can employ to try and get something out of Nottingham Forest. So Pochettino's likely lineup is going to be quite interesting. I will go with Petrovic in goal, though Chelsea have really gotten a lot of players back from injury. So Petrovic will be back in goal and will start this game as he retains his #1 spot at Chelsea, having made back-to-back clean sheets. I'm going to go with a fullback pairing of Gusto and Cucurella. Gusto is back fit. He was even on the bench last game, so I'd prefer him to start at right back. I know he offers a lot in attack, and I'm going to explain why. A lot of people have asked me this question. Centre back pairing, I'm going to go with Benoit and Thiago Silva. I thought they played quite well in the last game, and both of them are excellent progressive ball carriers, and this will be needed against a very defensive team. In the middle of the pack, I'm going to go with Gallagher and Moises Caicedo, who I expect to be paired in midfield, as we are going to go with Pochettino's famed 4-2-3-1. I think they play well together and they help each other, especially without the ball. The three ahead of them will be Noni down the right, Palmer in the middle, and Mudryk down the left. I will also make a shouting call for Raheem Sterling to come in the later stages of the game, and also Christopher Nkunku to come in later on. Leading the line will be Nicholas Jackson, as he's trying to look to try and end the season on a high. Him scoring at least a goal each in all the remaining 3 games will see him finish the season with 16 goals, which I think will be a very incredible return looking at his first season. Before we start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. So Chelsea will be coming up against a team that organized themselves in a 5-4-1, and that's how they've been organizing themselves. So Nottingham Forest are not more likely to press Chelsea aggressively high up the pitch, but rather look to try and press Chelsea in a slightly mid-block. That means that Chelsea will have time to build from the back, as Nottingham will try to attack Chelsea through counter-attacks when Chelsea commit a lot of players forward. So beginning with the back 5, a lot of people will be like, how can Chelsea break a back 5? Chelsea like to push 5 players in these positions. I'm going to show you how Pochettino can do this and how Chelsea can do this. So because Nottingham most likely will have just 1 forward, there is no need of having a back 3 when you just have 1 forward, and therefore Gallagher and Palmer can push forward, and you can see that Chelsea now will be having a man-to-man situation at the back, and this will heavily rely on Chelsea's Chelsea's players to win their 1v1 duels. So Cucurella automatically will invert, and I'll prefer Chelsea inverting both their fullbacks in midfield. Why? Because now they will have numerical advantages in midfield and be able to stretch out Newcastle, especially when Newcastle try to Nottingham, when they try to play in that defensive role. So if Nottingham decide to drop their wingers close in the midfield, then this automatically denies them attacking output, and therefore Chelsea can look to work their ways through the wide areas, especially trying to position their devastating wingers such as Noni Madueke in a 1v1 situation against the opposition fullback, with Palmer making dummy runs to create space for the winger to dribble away from. Also, this might now force Nottingham to drop even slightly deeper, because giving any player space will give them a lot of problems. And this might force Nottingham to even drop their midfield deeper to cover those spaces in between the lines. And this is beneficial for Chelsea because now they will be far away from Chelsea's goal, and if Chelsea invert both their fullbacks, they are able to limit their transitions. And this is where Gusto comes in. Gusto can come in and try to create that overload together with Noni Madueke, as he can look to try and overlap and try and create a lot of chances down the wide areas by making cutbacks and crosses in the zone 14, in the 18-yard space, where Gallagher, Jackson and Mudryk can look to advance. Now, if Gusto in this position is quite important, because Gusto is a conventional right back, and in this position he's not afraid to either come in field, and he's not also afraid to dribble. And him together with Palmer, together with Noni Madueke down the right, they can actually push forward the way Kyle Walker pushes when Manchester City are forcing a back five, and actually have 6 players in attack. This will force Nottingham Forest to even drop deeper and deeper, allowing Chelsea to commit a lot of players in attack and actually work their way by having many players attacking the box. And this might actually make Chelsea to have 1 or 2 instances where they can actually score from these positions. And having Cucurella inverting alongside Caicedo, this can give Chelsea shield, especially when dealing with transitions. Now, this situation can push Nottingham to try and commit players forward to deny Gusto that opportunity. Again, this further opens up spaces in between the lines for the likes of Palmer to receive the ball. And Noni Madueke receiving the ball in this instance can look to play a 1-2 with Gusto, either play him and allow Gusto to be in a position where he can make an exciting cross-field cross across the 18-yard space, where Chelsea can look to have players making runs and attacking those balls. And we are going to try and understand what can Chelsea do down the left-hand flank, because we are generally talking about what Chelsea can do down the right. And because Chelsea will commit players down the right, the left-hand side will have a lot of space. And how can this space be exploited? Using Banu Obadiashile, Chelsea can try to have Mudryk receive the ball in these wide areas, with Cucurella and Gallagher giving him options. Gallagher attacking in and covering that position allows Mudryk the chance to cut in field with his passing, and he can use his passing either to play through balls to Cole Palmer, or even use his passing accuracy to make quick shifts of play. Remember, Mudryk is an excellent passer and can use his passing to make quick shifts of play, especially for the overlapping runs of Malo Gusto or the overlapping runs of Noni Madueke, even allowing Malo Gusto to make an underlapping run where he can look to create cutbacks and try to have Chelsea score. And this is the importance of having Gusto in the lineup, because Gusto is much more attacking and will give Chelsea that dynamism, whether he inverts in midfield and plays alongside Caicedo and Marc Cucurella, as well as when he attacks. Now, without the ball, if Gusto has inverted in midfield, Chelsea are able to effectively counter press because they have a lot of numbers in the middle of the pack. This can enable Chelsea to win the ball high up and immediately regain their dominant counter against Nottingham Forest. Now, let's try and look at what Chelsea can do without the ball. We know Nottingham Forest will mainly shift into a back 3, 2 holding midfielders and their wing backs pushing high. Their main aim is to create overloads against Chelsea's fullbacks. Chelsea should be aggressive with pressing the centre backs because they are not quite competent on the ball, and they should ensure they force the ball to be played out wide, where they can try to win the ball off Nottingham Forest's wingbacks and immediately look to hit the spaces on the outside of the wide centre backs, because we know very well they don't have athletic centre backs, and Chelsea can have their front 4 running at Nottingham's back 3. So Nuno Espirito Santo is one of the most defensive managers and one of the most pragmatic managers in the Premier League. So most likely he has a ploy against Chelsea up his sleeve, and he will set up his team in a way that he will try to limit Chelsea's opportunities as well as try to hit Chelsea in transitions. Mauricio Pochettino should work with a formula whereby he's able to maximize his attacking threat as well as limit transitions and limit Nottingham Forest's chances in goal. It's up to Pochettino to try and turn Chelsea's horrible away form this season and try to put Chelsea in a position whereby they are back to winning away games. Chelsea need to win these games in order for them to qualify for the Europa League next season. If you've enjoyed this analysis, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.